everyone, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Susan Timchak and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And I'd like to welcome you here today. Today I want to share with you a fun card, a simple card, something that you could very easily do at home, even if you have no experience with Stampin' Up! Let me just backtrack a little bit. One of the great things about being a demonstrator with Stampin' Up!, one of the many, many reasons, and one of the many, many things that Stampin' Up! Does for us, is sends us this quarterly magazine, which it's filled with lots of ideas and sharing projects, and look at this beautiful cover on here, doing some memory keeping from vacations and such, and there's even more inside information on helping you with your business and also giving you some great ideas. And a lot of times, us as being demonstrators, we kind of get stuck in a little bit of a rut. I know I do, and I think I'm speaking for other demonstrators too. So when this catalog, well, not catalog, when this, magazine comes, it's kind of like, ooh, a boost, so let's see what other ideas are out there. So when I opened it up and I was looking through it, I came across this page here, and it's on our laser cut paper. And I know right now at the current time, everyone is focused on the occasions catalog and celebration and things like that. But we kind of forget that there is still an annual catalog. So when I saw this, I thought, oh my goodness, I totally forgot about this laser cut paper. And this is actually, when I went to Onstage last April up in Connecticut, I was one of the presenters on stage, and I actually had this laser cut paper that I did part of my presentation on. So I thought, oh, where is that paper? So I went digging in, I found it, and when I saw this card right here, I thought, I want to make that card. I'm going to dig that paper out and I want to make it, because a lot of times when the annual catalog comes to a close, all of the designer series papers are also retired. So I want to use that up before it's gone, and I think I'm going to make some swap cards with that too. So let me show you in case, let me put this aside. It is on page 189. This is our annual catalog. So if you don't have one, you can look at it online through my online store at www.stampinsucreates.stampinup.net. And you'll be able to see this. So it's delightfully detailed laser cut specialty paper. So you do get, they're 12 by 12 in size, you get 8 sheets, 4 of each of 2 different designs. And it doesn't really show the quality of the paper just by looking at this. But definitely bookmark that in your catalog. And let me show you. Now it is very, very delicate. So see how it just kind of sticks? Okay. So here is one full sheet. This is 12 by 12. Now you can color these in. You can cut them out. You can sponge them. You could use your blendable markers on them. And the great part is that one side is very vanilla. When you flip it over, the other side is whisper white. So there are so many things you can do with it. Now when it does come separated with pieces of tissue paper. Okay, so I would recommend keep them within the pieces of tissue paper when you're working on them. And be careful that, you do have to be careful because they are delicate. And don't throw the tissue paper away, because you know what? My A to Z technique book, we're going to be using this tissue paper. So this is just one of the sheets. The other sheet that it comes with, I have it here in this cello bag. And this is a full sheet. And look at all the different elements. So if you take some of them and you cut them, so here's how you want to cut them. Very sharp blade with your paper cutter. First off, cut right down here to cut off these long pieces, okay? Next cut down here, and then you can cut in between each one of these 6 pieces. You'll have these long ones, these long ones. But look at how if you just layer it onto a piece of cardstock. Here is this one here. Just layered that on. Let's see a couple other ones that I did. I just cut them apart and layered them on. Now you can color them. I didn't. I just kept it simple just to show you. Look at this. Look at that fun design. And I used my glue dots to adhere it. So definitely check it out. Definitely add it to your next order if you can. Let's not focus on all the things that are selling out. Let's focus on all the things that are still available. So to create the card, let me show you the card. I made 2 versions of it. And this one I just did on Whisper White cardstock. Simple, right? So if you don't have a whole lot, and it's kind of white's kind of washing out. But this one I did a little bit layer. And you see the layer there? I did a layer with that. There we go. Yeah, you can see it good there. With a little sprinkle of Wink of Stella. So let me show you how easy this was to create. So I have my Whisper White cardstock. I used my oval framelits. And I have the old ones. I never invested in the new ones yet. But I used the oval framelit to run it through my Big Shot to cut out an oval. And this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. So I cut that out. Okay. Then I also trimmed out very carefully from that sheet that I just showed you. This we're going to use this as a template. Okay. So I'm going to take a piece of cardstock. And, okay, first we're going to do our stamping. Got a little off kilter there. Okay, so we have our cutout piece that we did. And the stamp set that I'm using is the Dandelion Wishes, which is in the annual catalog. So be sure to get this one. You'll definitely love playing with this one. Okay, so we're going to get our piece of cardstock cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Our piece that we did our cutout on. We're going to make a mask. Put your little magnet on there. We're going to use Memento black ink. And I'm using my Stamparatus. Sorry, it doesn't all fit in the picture here, but I'm inking up my Stamparatus. And I'm going to stamp this on here. Now that little mask I made is going to prevent it, let me see, let me press down, from going anywhere where I don't want it to go. Okay, that looks good to me. Put my lid on my ink. And take my piece out of there. I'm going to close that up. Okay, so we have this. So that prevented any ink to be going outside, where we're going to now put this piece over that we create a mask. And we're going to use Pool Party. And we're going to use blah, 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 blah. Petal Pink, which it doesn't look like Petal Pink, I know, but it looks more like a peachy. So we're going to use our sponge dauber. Go right into your ink pad, tap off, and you're just going to tap all the way around. And you're using this piece here as a mask. You do have to be careful because it is thin, thin, thin paper. Okay. And we're going to go into our Pool Party. We're going to do the same. Tap, 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 tap around the outside. And then just kind of lightly sponge. Whoop. Just like this. Whoop. As much or as little as you want. Let me just kind of fill this in a little bit. And then when you peel it away, you could save this because you can make more and more cards. This is what you get. Fun, huh? So now I'm going to go ahead with my Wink of Stella and make sure she's primed up. Give her a little squeeze and use your lid and just go over her, just tapping and flicking on just like that. So that kind of gives you, I don't know if you're picking that up or not. I'm thinking you're not, but that gives you a little shimmer on there, just a little slight shimmer. All right, then we're going to go ahead and get our half a sheet of cardstock, and it's scored at 4 1/4, and it's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. This is going to get glued onto here, so I'm going to use my adhesive for that, and stick this onto here. Pretty. Then I have a piece of Oh, and I hardly ever use this color. Hold on, let me twirl my little ink thing around here. So saffron. So saffron. And I'm going to use the Memento ink again. I'm going to ink this up. And this is just a little scrap that I had laying around. And it's I Made a Wish and You Came True. Then we're just going to use our paper snips to just cut this. And we're going to flag the end. So remember how to do that. Cut up the center, down the two sides. Like that. And some dimensionals. Put that on the front of your card and you are done. Now look how pretty that is. And I think the light here is washing it out a little bit. Let me lift that up. Look at how pretty. I have a little different setup here today, so I think my light, I have to keep playing with it to adjust it. But isn't that a pretty card? And so simple and easy to do. So I hope you give this a try with this new masking fun technique, and you can try using any of these fun pieces. This one would be really fun here, that one. And I'm going to play around with this after I post this video, and I want to do some coloring with my markers, and I'm sure I'll be back with another fun video. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're interested in placing an order for any of these things, that would be so wonderful and help me out so much. Don't forget, it is still Celebration, so with each $50 purchase, you can choose a free item from our Celebration catalogs, and there are even some items from the annual catalog that they've added, so be sure to head on over to my website and check it out at www.stampinsucreates.stampinup.net. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a super Stampin' Day wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you back here again real soon. Bye for now.